Hi everyone, this is Alan Altiner with D369 Studios. Quick overview video that I wanted to make of the Pathfinder, which is another hovercraft. And I wanted to go over the file, so if you were to open this up, what do you expect? I also always buy a lot of different products and I'm always looking for things. But for me, the most important thing is really seeing the videos. I mean, the information definitely helps under the descriptions, but I think it is really important to see it. So let's jump right in. Basically on the left hand side, you'll see that I have organized things into different folders. So if you wanted to go into your lighting, I'll just get out of my camera here and I'll explain to you exactly how everything is set up. So this is basically the scene, and Unreal already comes with the HDR backdrop, so that's what I have here. And I also tweak my lights. I have a directional light, and then I have a skylight, sky atmosphere, my backdrop, exponential height fog, and directional light. And each of these have very different settings, so I can actually get the desired look that I'm looking for. So in this case, I also added scene lights, and I just have one light here, just to give it some side lighting. Or usually I add it to the bottom so it's not as harsh, but we can also do that with the skylight. I could definitely increase this just a bit more. So those are your lighting elements in here. Then I have the scene meshes, there's the floor, then we have post effects. These have all of my settings that I usually use for all my cinematic work. You know, there's different settings here, and that is really important to get a really convincing look that I have here with these textures. The player is here. Then we have the hovercraft file, and then I have the overview camera, and then I do have the Pathfinder cam A. So that is basically something that lives within the sequencer. I have that all set up too. And then here I basically will go back to the camera and I'll get rid of this and I'll hit play, and here you can see the file. So it is meant to be utilized for medium shots or far shots. We can definitely get closer to it and analyze it. The textures are at 4K, and again, as a medium shot, I think this would hold up really nicely. There's a lot of detail and information that we have. And these are virtual textures, and the material is very, very simple. I basically created one material that is, if you go into the folders here, let me also show you the folder structure, really simple. So this is the showcase map that I am in, and I am just going to look into my materials. So here I have the master files, the master file that I have for the hovercraft. It's in here. And then you have your other two instances. The first one that I have has a 4K texture on it. And you can change this, obviously, it's very easy. If you want to change your textures, you can just simply go into the texture file, and then you can change your LED bias here to 1 or 2. For example, if I was to go 1, you'll see this change to 2K up here. And that's going to be basically max in game. So I'll undo and I'll save and close. Okay, so back at this model, my goal was to create a model that could be utilized in the early stages of production. It could be for virtual production, game development, creative projects, VR. It could be different projects that where you want a model that already has production quality, topology, UVs, and textures put together. And it's a very, very light model. So the geometry, the mesh, if I basically go into my wireframe mode here, you can see that the topology is really something that I really want to make sure that it is perfect, because when you have a mesh that doesn't have some of the ideal bevels and so on, the goal is to have that opportunity come in, that artistic challenge in the texturing process. So that is the reason I actually spent a lot of time with the textures, just so it actually holds up and gives really nice information for what you're looking for. And this is kind of daytime. I mean, obviously we're looking at this with really bright lighting. And I did some tests, also looking at this at night, different kind of lighting. It looks really interesting. So let's go ahead and push the turntable so I can go into my lighting right now. And what I want to do is actually rotate the light. And just change the lighting condition, so we can just take a look on how it reacts. And this is what I do when I actually build models or I'm texturing them. This is really important to me because I've invested so much time in my career in film production, and I think my eye is just trained for seeing these little things, because in film production everything has to look amazing. So look dev is really important for me, and I also want to make sure that if someone buys the product, they're really happy and they can just jump right in and utilize it. So I'll just go ahead and open up, I'll just save this. And yes, when you purchase the product, everything comes with it. My scene, all these folders obviously will be in there. And then I have a sequencer file, which is basically, if you double click, that is what will open. But in this case, I'll go back to the showcase map. So here, you can just hit G and hide that information. You can kind of come in and really take a close look on how I approached as far as texturing goes. And I wanted to make sure to just give the right amount of bump and info, that when you have it in a medium shot, or maybe your production just needs some vehicles, maybe you're just doing an animation project or you're doing cinematics. So I will be actually working on a cinematic utilizing this Pathfinder model, and I was going to do like a small racing. It actually looks really good with motion blur, my early tests. You can watch some other videos. Actually, I'll leave some links below where you can see where I did another test, cinematic test, with another vehicle that I actually just recently added to our official Fab store. So again, this is really exciting. I think if you guys are looking for a product that is already textured and ready to go, and you just want to basically have some basic functions, I'll go into the materials and I'll go into the material instances here. So this is the one that I have, and I just want to make sure if I change it, I have two different textures. So this is actually less detailed. It doesn't have some of that info, and that file will come with that. But this one, you can instantly see the difference, where I actually added a lot more information for even maybe like a bit closer shot, so you can switch that and utilize that map. So okay, let's go ahead and open up the material. So I try to keep this as simple as possible. That was really important for me. So here, if I wanted to, the most important thing is obviously the textures. So the textures will be easily replaced in this 02 textures section. Controls, pretty straightforward here. You can change the emissive strength. You can just make it, if I just zoom out, you can actually see it on the back engines. But most likely, a lot of studios that I have worked for in the past, we would have a VFX artist that would just come in and they can add some like Niagara effects or something else, And that is really up to your team or to your liking. As a creative artist, if you're a freelancer, or if you're doing this for a client, or if you're a studio, and I'm sure you guys can actually do that, and that's the reason I didn't want to customize that too much. But again, the glow can be controlled here, and there's a couple other spots here where you can see those lights actually come on. Metallic, obviously you can change the value for that, and then roughness, you know, let me actually zoom in so you can see it better. Just a little bit, I think, right there. It's pretty good. So simple controls, and I'll hit save for this one. And if you have any questions, I'll leave the links below, but you can actually visit our new support section. It's a really, really simple, minimal design, and you can find some information about new products, updates, what we're working on, and you can even give us some feedback. So I hope this video helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. This file will most likely be uploaded within less than 2 weeks, or on our official website this weekend. Thank you.